Hello guys, girls, space cadets and gender outlaws of every variety. I am back. Thank you so much for the messages of concern and the questions about where I've been, and just generally the people who've kept up with me on social media as I've been hopping on and off it over time. Just kind of dropping in, giving some ideas, retreating, not being anywhere to be found. I really appreciate people sticking with me. I really appreciate clients sticking with me. I've had delicious full-time readings and sessions. It's been amazing, but I've had a glorious break from social media and largely from creating things to inspire and to motivate. But I feel the itch is slowly coming back. I thought it was coming back a couple of times, to be honest with you, and then it went the way of the dodo again. It's been very weird since the end of September. My life has been weird. Things have been in flux. I have been dealing with things. I've been going through things. Some of them have been glorious, some of them not so glorious, but I can definitely confirm now at this point that I did deal with my first serious bout of creative burnout since I started this whole thing. Beginning right at the end of September, right in sort of the last week of Self-Love September, onwards until I think I'm just properly really coming round the bend. I think I tried to convince myself I was round the bend a couple of times. I put out a statement on Twitter saying I'm round the bend, I'm here, I'm loving life, I'm coming back, and then I didn't. And I mentioned on YouTube, I think once or twice, I was coming back. Then I did Vlogmas and tried to commit myself to Vlogmas. And actually I did film every day of Vlogmas, but a couple of the videos that I made were really long, and they were only supposed to be like 10 minutes long, and I went off on these big rants on a couple of them, and they ended up being like 25 minutes long, and I didn't have time to edit them because I was really focusing on clients and focusing on readings, which always need to come first. So because I'd upped my level of self-care, I couldn't edit these longer videos and keep Vlogmas going and also focus on clients. I had to ditch one thing or the other, and of course, you know, it had to be Vlogmas. But some of the things that I chose to speak about in my Vlogmas videos that did materialise in longer videos, I actually do want to talk about those things in videos anyway, and I would like to put them across in a more informed, more ordered way where I've really thought about the structure, not really dry and, you know, dusty bin, but you know, I still want to be me, I still want to deliver it in a way that's honest, but I wanted to make some more notes. So one of the videos that I made that was a bit too long for editing and stuff was about anger, which I know a lot of people have asked me to do a video about anger over time, and I've ducked and dived and dodged that one actually, which is weird because it is a big part of my story, and I have brought it up in videos that I've done before. So it is something that I should talk about, and I do talk about it in one of the videos in the 29 Shadows collection. That's on sale, by the way, at the moment. It's still on sale for the next couple of days. If you want to pick up 29 Shadows, if you want to have password protected access to 29 videos from me about shadow work and go through the whole thing and have lots of journaling ideas and lots of tips and techniques to help you to move deeper into shadow work, click below. I'll leave the link for you to pick up 29 Shadows at a ridiculously reduced rate. Hopefully you will enjoy that. I know lots of people took the course last February and lots of people have purchased it since then, and it's been a really interesting journey getting people's feedback and seeing how deeply people have gone into their shadow work as a result of it. So grab it if you haven't and you enjoy doing shadow work with me. There's a lot more shadow work content coming this year, but if you want to pick it up at a reduced rate, you have a few more days to do so, so do so. So yeah, one of the Vlogmas videos that ended up being a bit long and a bit rambly, it was about anger, and I have written some more notes about that just tonight, so I'm going to be doing a video about that. I think I might film that after this potentially, or tomorrow. I'm feeling more filmy. I'm coming back. I'm coming back to the filminess, and I'm excited. I definitely want to talk about burnout as well, because burnout has definitely been a part of what I've been going through in the last few months, and it's definitely been important for me to step away from certain things and spend more time on me and focus on how to manage my energy appropriately. Energy management is something I've been talking about online since 2011. It's something I'm really interested in. It's something that I've benefited a lot from factoring into my own life, and I definitely lost control of my own particular ship for a while back there during September, and October and November and largely December and January as well have been me kind of trying to recreate that sense of harmony that I've always had with my creative work since I started the Four Queens. I've always had it since I started my tarot blog. and I just lost it. I lost it. You know, and it happens to everyone. I'm not infallible, I'm not fucking perfect, you know, I'm a long way from it. It happens to us all. I bit off a lot more than I could chew, I admit it, and I started to shrink and wither and die a little bit, and I had to pull back, I had to pull right the fuck back. Things are changing in the landscape of my personal life as well, and just, you know, new friends, new things going on, and, you know, it's just been a journey that I've had to go through without taking you guys with me in the main, on the whole. But I really, really appreciate the experience that I've had still connecting with you guys on Facebook, and I appreciate reading your comments. I know I haven't been around to answer comments and answer questions, but I've appreciated occasionally logging in and reading some comments. That's been nice. But essentially I really haven't been near my YouTube channel very much, apart from the couple of videos I put up, well, the Samhain video and the Vlogmas videos that I've put up. I haven't really been near it. I've just really had to take time for me, and I do feel myself slowly coming around the bend. I'm getting a bit emotional as I'm talking about it. I do feel like things are coming back to where I'd like them to be and where I miss them being. So thank you so much for sticking with me. I really, really appreciate it, and thank you particularly to my clients, every single last fucking one of you. I love you all more than you can imagine. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you guys had a good Christmas. I hope you had the kind of Christmas that you wanted to have. I haven't had a traditional family Christmas for 3 years now. Next year will be my 4th year of not having a traditional family Christmas, in the sense that I wasn't with my family. I wasn't spending time with my family or my boyfriend's family. We were here at home doing our own thing. And we have recognised, I've recognised as I've become more spiritual over time and recognised the importance of Yule more and more. And we've recognised as a couple over time, as we've become more unapologetically non-traditional and non-familial in our nature, that it's really important for us to have these quiet Christmases. We like to try and see our families in the run up to Christmas. So sometime over the course of December we'll see our families for a few days, but we are back here for Christmas, and that's how I like it. You know, Danny and I have become less and less interested and less impressed with the way that Christmas is approached and celebrated in society. We don't really resonate with the energy of it. And to be honest with you, this last Christmas just gone, I was walking around sort of a few days before Christmas, and I was really feeling, as I was entering into all the consumerism and the guy dressed up as Santa and the sleigh coming through town, as I was trying to just do a little bit of shopping, I was really feeling that it was all just a massive distraction from all the shit that's going on in the world. And I just started to feel like there was something very hollow and very vacuous about it for me, and I just don't resonate with it anymore. And it's not to say that I'm steeped in cynicism and I fucking hate people that love Christmas, because that's not the way of it at all. I'm happy for people that love Christmas, I am, but it's not for me anymore. I like to chill at home in the flat, have some drinks, you know. We make a little vegan Christmas dinner if we want to, or sometimes we just veg out on crisps and vegan chocolate, and it's just lovely for me. It's perfect for me. And I remember speaking to my mum about this when we realised it was going to be our 3rd Christmas of just staying at home. And I said to my mum, look, I think me and Danny are pretty set on having Christmases our own way now and not really getting involved with family stuff and all that kind of thing. And she said to me something that I felt was quite moving, actually. She said, Kelly, you and Danny have been through shit with your mental health over the years. You've both experienced so many challenges with food and, you know, eating disorders and self-harm, and you've been through so much therapy between you both. You should do what makes you happy. You're in a much more stable place now, both of you, and I'm proud of both of you. And if what makes you happy is to stay home for Christmas and not get involved with family and do that whole shindig, you know, don't do what you don't want to do. Life's too fucking short. And I really, really appreciated my mum for that. I thought that was really cool of her. So yeah, we had a 3rd not very traditional Christmas. We hung out with each other and with a few of our friends from time to time. It was lovely, and we had a very, very like crazy New Year. We had a wild New Year up in London, guilty as charged. A lot of my New Years are wild. Hope you guys had the kind of Christmas and New Year that you wanted to have anyway. I had a really nice moment on Facebook over Christmas where I wrote out this really long post about, you know, a few things that we could learn from the Christmas period and how to celebrate it in our own way, or how to stay sane if we're not able to celebrate it in our own way. I can't remember now what I wrote, but I'll try and find it anyway and link it below, because that was nice. It got a good response. A lot of people really resonated with it, and I felt that sense of connection then with the people that are gathered around my work, my audience, I suppose you could say. I'm not sure how I feel about that word, but I don't know, my tribe, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the people that resonate with the stuff that I say. I felt like we had a moment there underneath that status update. So that was cool. I'll try and link that and you guys can read it. I was in February's issue of Spirit and Destiny magazine, which is really, really fucking cool. You still have a few days left to go out and grab it on the shelves. I don't think you have it in the US, but if you're in the UK, Spirit and Destiny, I am right here on the back page. I'm in the Meet My Mentor feature. I'm really, really happy with that. It's just really cool. Couldn't be more pleased about that. Thank you, Spirit and Destiny, for featuring me and giving me an interview. It's just lovely. Yeah, it's really, really awesome to see my words in print. It's just, yeah, there's something really satisfying about that, especially when talking about something so important. The interview was about my altar and how I feel about having an altar and why it's important to me. So yeah, I'm in Spirit and Destiny magazine for February. I'm in the February issue, which is really cool. This is a really spontaneous idea that I've just had now as I'm filming this update video. But if you are living in a place in the world where you can't get Spirit and Destiny magazine and you would like to own the February issue with my interview in it, leave your name down below with Spirit and Destiny in the comment or somewhere in the comment and I'll do a little giveaway. I've actually got 2 complimentary copies that were sent to me by Spirit and Destiny magazine, by the lovely Katie at Spirit and Destiny magazine. So yeah, if you want to win a copy, and I'll put a couple of other things in there as well for you, just a little note or, you know, a couple of sachets of tea or something like that. Let me know if you would like to have it. I will put all of the sort of names in a generator, and at the beginning of my next video I'll let you know which 2 people have won the free copies, the issues, and I'll send them along to you wherever you are in the world. So yeah, that's gonna happen. That's just randomly I've decided that that's gonna fucking happen. Oh my god, I don't know what might happen next, who knows. Maybe I'll take a sip of my peppermint tea that I've made for myself before it gets cold. That could be the next part of the plan, couldn't it? Oh, that is absolutely lovely. Do you know what? I actually was only going to make one for Danny because he's got a bit of a crappy tummy. But, oh, I made one for myself as well, and I'm so glad I did. Hey, I tell you what, if I wasn't a chaos witch, if I wasn't a badass chaos witch, I'd be a fucking tea witch. That's what I'd be. I'd be a bloody tea witch. I'd have a fucking YouTube channel called The Tea Witch, and I'll just explain how you can make your life more magical with all them sachets of tea. Lovely. Oh, gorgeous. Focus, Kellyanne. Focus, Kellyanne Friedrich Maddox. I didn't get the Leonie Dawson planner this year. I didn't feel like it anymore. I got it last year and I didn't like the paper, and I know she's taken this criticism on board and the paper's gone back apparently to how it used to be. But because I didn't like the paper last year, it was very, very shiny, and whenever I tried to use a biro on it, I couldn't get any pressure on it, and it would go all smudgy and yucky. So the only real way to use last year's planner was with Sharpies, which is a massive shame. So I didn't really get into it. It wasn't for me, but just because of the paper alone. It makes me really sad actually, because I loved it the year before. The year before it really inspired me and just got me where I needed to be with the year. But I couldn't stand the paper last year, and literally by the middle of January I'd given up. I'm actually not even joking. I'd given up because the paper just really wasn't my thing. Sadly, it wasn't my cup of tea. So because I'd had a year without it in 2016, I sort of lost my boner for it, if you know what I mean. And so this year I am just using my Filofax. I've got a gratitude journal, I've got a little fitness journal where I record my workouts, and I've got my business journal. So I'll just actually, do you know what? I've actually got them here quite close by. So let me just give you a little show and tell. Oh, I lied so hard actually. I forgot about my Book of Mirrors, which is just the same as it was last time I showed it, but I'll show it again anyway. And also just my journal, my ordinary thoughts and feelings journal, which mostly really is a shadow work journal, I suppose, these days. I only really pick it up to write in it when something's really troubling me. And it's usually something to do with the way I'm processing something or the way I'm thinking about something. And I'm just like, oh, why am I thinking about it like that, kind of thing. So that's sort of, I suppose you could call it a shadow work journal of sorts. Although that wording is quite scary. I don't like the thought of it just being a shadow work journal, but that's kind of what it's turned into. Anyway, I'm rambling. I think I should maybe mention when I'm not rambling as opposed to when I am, because I always fucking am, so I don't know why I'd announce it. Whenever I'm not rambling, whenever I'm getting straight to the fucking point without verbosity, I will say, I'm not rambling. There we go. I'll make that into a thing. I'll try and make that into a thing. This is my baby, the Dominator, the Death Star, the one and fucking only. If you recognise the Peep Show reference there, then I love you and we can be friends. I actually do have the mini pink Filofax domino as well. The little pocket one for, the pocket one. Yeah, it's called the pocket size. But it's in my rucksack, which is somewhere that I don't have access to right now. But this is the A5 Filofax domino in hot pink. I have a bloody thing here telling me that I need to go and pay some extra. I need to pay a customs charge for my Sacred Creators Oracle. I will do that. I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, so this is my Filofax, my pink Filofax. It's absolutely stuffed to capacity, and I use this for my appointments and my ideas that I have. I've got my sort of inspiration station in there. I've got a lot of different things in here. I've got lists of things that I need to buy. I've got my task list. This is where it all happens. This is the first thing I open in the morning. This is my companion as a self-employed woman who works alone and just works in the home. It really does remind me of what I said I was going to do. It reminds me of what I still need to do, and it gives me that satisfaction when I can tick things off that I have done. So it is still my companion. I haven't changed it. It will always be, you know, super important to me. I'll always love it. It will be my piece of kit until it dies, and then I'll get another fucking A5 Filofax domino in hot pink probably, because I love them. This is my new business journal. This is where I write down my intentions, how I feel about the business, how things are going. When I've got resistance or I'm having difficulties, I write about that, I record it. I really hope that my friend Carrie Mallon will not mind me saying that she and I have a little heart-to-heart business chat every other Wednesday, and I like to write the notes from that in there. So if I've asked her to keep me accountable to anything, I can write it down, and vice versa. I like to make a little note of what we've said to each other and that kind of thing. So, and it's really nice because it's got a little kind of date feature in the top right corner, but it is undated. It's not a diary or anything, so I can write in it when I want to. I don't have to when I don't want to. It was super cheap. I got it from Wilko for £2.75. It's going to last me a fucking aeon because it is so thick, and it's spiral bound, so I can stick things in it and stuff, and I don't feel like it's going to get super chunky straight away like a bound book would. And it says on the front, amazing things will happen, and I really can't argue with that. I feel like that is very much going to be the case. Now, my fitness diary is just a workout diary. That's it. It's where I record my workouts because I like to see my workouts just on their own. I know when I showcased my Filofax before in the organisation, planning, journaling video, which I will leave for you below, I'll link it for you in the down bar in case you haven't seen it, I did mention that I have a kind of wellness diary inside the Filofax. I've given up on that. I couldn't be bothered to keep both. I fell out of love with that idea. I really liked it at the time, but I've fallen out of love with it now. So instead now I just keep my little workout journal, my little workout diary. In the front I'm going to cover up the bit at the bottom because I actually got this as a complimentary diary, complimentary 2017 diary from my accountant, and I don't want you to know where my accountant is or what town I live in, but this is just, it's just like a standard little pocket diary type thing with the dates in, and it's got a little thing where I can write my priorities for the week as well. For every week I can write my priorities for the week, so I thought it'd be perfect to use this little complimentary diary as my workout diary. So for your information, I go running 3 to 4 times a week, and I also do dumbbell workouts and sometimes a little bit of Pilates or kind of yoga lattes or something like that. I like to follow videos for that, and I also am starting to do group yoga again quite soon because I do think after all of this time running, I've gotten my back injury to a certain point now where I can withstand a little bit of gentle yoga again. So I'm going to be going back to yoga quite soon as well, probably in the next 2 weeks. I haven't done it during the month of January because I have a sale during the month of January. I have a big sale on readings, which has ended now, but it was, as usual, extremely successful and busy and lots of work for me. Beautiful, beautiful time during the January sale. So I haven't gone to group yoga, but I do plan to make time for it in the next week or two. So I'm looking forward to adding my yoga sessions in there as well. It's very satisfying to have like a week to view type diary and be able to look at it and say, yes, I have gone running 3 times this week. I've done a couple of dumbbell workout. You know, it's nice to just be able to see what I've done and also see those weeks where I haven't done so well, so I can kind of look at that and amend it for the next week or feel motivated for the next week. So yeah, I've got my workout diary inside my file of facts. I bought this little gratitude journal called the Thankful Diary, and it's really cute and it's got this rose gold kind of spine on it. I also got this from Wilko. I can't remember how much it was. It was so it was cheap, it was like £2. This is undated, which I love. It lets you write the date in the top. Sorry, it's got my soft light on because it's the night time, so you can't really see that well. I do apologise for that. But essentially it says, today I am thankful for, and then it says the date, and it's got 3 little kind of lines. It's got 1, 2, 3 and then 6 lines, so I can write down what I'm thankful for. And I like the fact that it's undated because I don't want to feel the pressure of having a dated gratitude journal and finding that I had a few just crazy days, or I went away somewhere and I forgot it slipped my mind or whatever. I don't like that feeling of pressure and that feeling of dates that aren't filled in, that I should have filled in, you know. So I like the fact that it's undated. If you can get yourselves an undated gratitude journal, I'd recommend doing that and maybe popping it on your altar or leaving it in your bag, because then it just occurs to you every now and again or a few times a week to write something in it, but you don't feel that pressure. If you're somebody that worries about filling something in that's dated and doing it every day, I'd definitely recommend getting something undated. Look for an undated gratitude journal. This has been great. I've already filled in quite a few pages and I absolutely love it. I'm really looking forward to being able to look back on it once it's filled in. And then finally I've got my journal, my ordinary journal. I fill this in very fucking slowly. That's not where it is, that's just something I need to remember. So the last entry is there. So I've still got quite a ways to go in this journal, and like I said, this is the one that's kind of become somewhat of a, I guess, a shadow journal, because I only really write in here when I've got an issue that I need to kind of forge through. And then this is my Book of Mirrors, which you would have seen before. Again, this is not the last entry, this is just something that I need to keep my eye on, but the Book of Mirrors is much more full. Yeah, it's almost halfway done now. There's still loads more room in it though, and I feel like I'm really going to fill this up quite soon. I've written a lot in it this year already, because I feel as though basically there's kind of less of a divide between what I consider to be spiritual work and what I would consider to be personal development work, or more kind of like work that is explicitly to do with what's going on in my life. I'm very much feeling for 2017 that I want to bridge that gap and I want to put them together. Maybe this needs its own video, but I really feel like I want the altar to be more of a place where I think about what I can bring into the world every single day, what kind of energy I want to hold, and I want it to be a place where I give myself to working out my shadows every morning for a while, thinking about what it is that I maybe didn't bring so much of into my day the day before that I can do today. So it's a constant feeling of just coming into the moment and focusing on what it is that could really do with more of my attention. I feel like I can do more of my personal journaling at the altar now. I never really used to do journaling about my life at the altar or in sacred space necessarily. It would be journaling about stuff that I considered explicitly to be spiritual at the altar, and then my journaling I would do like in bed or at a coffee shop, and I don't like that anymore, you know. I think I really am beginning to see it more and more as one and the same thing, and I'm really liking that. So I'm doing a lot more writing in my Book of Mirrors, and it won't be long before I have to get another one. Oh, I got this at a paper chase sale and I absolutely love it. I love the fact that it's got a few different patterns on it. That makes me really happy, and it's got material. It's made of kind of woven material, so I really love this one. I brought out a little video collection, a little private video collection purchase called Envision and Bestow in January. That was really great. It was 10 videos that were delivered password protected to clients, and it was just awesome. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to be making much more of that kind of material in the future. I'm working on notes for a private video collection which is going to be centered on how to be an autonomous, sovereign, inspired, sparkly witch of your own making. A witch that follows their own nose, a witch that does it the way that they want to do it, a witch that witches their own way and brings a lot of power and a lot of sovereignty to that. So I'm really excited about that. I'm writing the notes for that now. I'm really hoping as well to be able to do another course about business. I know that I offered Sweet Alchemy, which was a private video collection of 4 videos, which are also offered as audio files. You can pick up Sweet Alchemy on sale right now, by the way, if you have a metaphysical business and you would like to listen to some private insights from me on that subject, you can pick up Sweet Alchemy. I'll leave it in the down bar below. It's in the sales section now. But I'm hoping to be able to do more of that kind of Wonder Worker type of stuff. I'm also going to be putting free Wonder Worker audio files back on SoundCloud. I'm very excited about that. I've been writing notes for them on and off since last November, so it's going to be really nice to sit down and actually record my voice and put free stuff on SoundCloud again. I really enjoy that, but there will be private insights as well. There will be video collections on sale. I'm really enjoying doing more of that. Keep an eye on the shop over the next few days. There are going to be some new videos coming out to explain some of the purchase options. I do have a couple of videos on some of the purchase options, like the business mentoring session has a video and that kind of thing, explaining what the purchase option is actually for, but I would like to have a video on every single purchase option on the shop, so I'm working on that at the moment, and that's going to be available soon. So you're going to be able to actually see me talking in video format about what the purchase option is for, who it caters for, whether or not it would be useful for you and that kind of thing, so you can feel inspired and you can understand more about what you're going to be parting with your cash for and whether or not it's going to be of service to you. I'm also going to have a new introductory video, or a couple of new introductory videos. I haven't quite decided yet. I know the About Me video on my website at the moment is me with black hair, and it's been a fucking while since I had black hair. It's been a good long fucking while since I had black hair, so I need to update that shizzle McNizzle. I need to make it a little bit more fresh and a little bit more current, so I'm going to be doing that, so I'm really excited about that as well. The best way to keep up with me regarding changes that I'm making on my website or new videos to explain purchase options, or indeed new purchase options in general, is to follow me on my Facebook business page and follow me on my Twitter. You will find both of those links below, as well as the links to my SoundCloud, my Periscope, my Instagram, etc, etc, etc. I've had quite a few emails from people asking if they can please be allowed to purchase the Envision and Bestow collection now, because they didn't have the money to purchase it during the time that it was being advertised, but they do have the money now and they'd like to get hold of the videos. I just want to say that the videos are not available at the moment. I really appreciate people's interest in purchasing Envision and Bestow. That's really, really cool. My plan basically with Envision and Bestow, and with all the other collections that I put out from the Overflow, is to open up an archive. I'm going to open it up 4 times a year, and that will give anybody who missed anything the chance to purchase anything they want. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys plenty of notice as to when the archive is opening, and the archive will contain the Envision and Bestow 10 video series. Anything that is no longer available after enrollment closes, you will have an opportunity to purchase it at some point in the future, but the archive will only be open at certain times, so I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop. If there's anything that you want to buy, or you just want to peruse the video collections that I've made, if you didn't have the cash at the time or the inclination at the time of enrollment to purchase, then when the archive opens, things will definitely be available to you. I also have had several emails lately asking for more mini readings, asking if I can please provide a few more mini reading options. The only mini reading that's been available for quite some time actually is the Heart Rune reading, but there are a few more options now in the mini reading section. So if you want to grab something on a budget, if you want something short and sweet, if you've never worked with me before and you would like to know what is up, then I have a couple more readings available for you now to go and see. So I'm going to leave a link below to my mini reading section particularly, so go and check it out if you would like to have a mini reading. I actually have a spirit statement option available now. The spirit statement is something very exciting and very, very close to my heart. If you've ever had a full-length Wonder Worker biz report from me, then you will actually know exactly what a spirit statement is. It is a statement that I channel whilst in sacred space, and then I type it out for you. So it's actually a magical message from a witch's sacred space, and it is just what I download for you that really needs to come through, and it's really exciting and really awesome to be able to do them. Of course I do keep them limited as far as purchase options go, because they're quite high energy and they don't take any time to do, because I record them into a dictation device that I just place on my altar. So I get into sacred space, I do my thing, I get into the ritual mindset, and then I just speak. And whatever I speak actually writes itself out on my phone, and then all I need to do is edit any weird spelling anomalies, and I package it lovely, make it into a PDF, send it off to you. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and that's the end of it. But energetically, mentally, obviously, it does take some energy from me, so there's only a limited amount. But if you want to get yourself a spirit statement, go over and get a spirit statement. I love doing them, and I've had amazing feedback. There are no cards involved, it's just literally whatever comes through, whatever I feel guided to say, whatever I feel called to say. I have a super high vibe, high energy, divine feminine situation going on when I'm in my sacred space, and I really am at one with the archetype and the energy and the essence of what it means to be a witch at that time. So I feel like what comes through is just what is meant to come through. Don't forget, I also do crystal ball readings now, guys. Check out the crystal ball option. Again, I will leave that below for you. I seriously need to show you the book that I got for Christmas from Danny. It's fucking gorgeous. I am going to be back in just 1 second because I do jump cuts, so you do not have to wait for me while I go and get this book. I'll be back literally now. Look at this gorgeous book, The Occult, Witchcraft and Magic, an Illustrated History by Christopher Dell. It's so thick. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It's so, so special. I literally fell in love the moment that I opened this up. It's so fucking cool. Oh my god. It's totally fired up my imagination and made me feel so supremely excited. Ooh. Magic in Renaissance literature. Medieval magic. Merlin. Norse and Germanic magic. Magical places. Celtic magic. Spells, incantations and magic words. Oh, this book is sumptuous. I'm going to be spending a lot of time this year enjoying this book, taking notes, delving into it, and just being my witchy self. Oh, I love it so much. Thank you very much, Man Badger. That's made me super happy. One thing that I've been enjoying doing during my time off is designing spreads. I've found that I've got quite a lot of energy and quite a lot of motivation on and off for designing spreads. There's been a lot of stopping and starting with me. I've ground to a halt a few times with different things because my body and my mind and my heart has been just telling me that I need to stop, that I can't, that I just fucking can't. But when I have been on, I have definitely been on when in the spread designing department. I'm really excited to show you guys a few of the new spreads that I've actually devised. One of them is called the Cosmic Bond spread, which I'm really interested in, and I've done several versions of it. I'm not sure which one I'm going to showcase. I might actually just showcase them all, but it's basically a spread that I've devised to help you with strong, intense, and apparently extremely significant like relationships that have come up in your life that you really want to kind of muddle through. And if they feel very fiery or if they feel very just uber significant and intense, then the Cosmic Bond spread is intended to kind of help you to settle into how you feel about it and anchor into your emotions and thoughts so that you don't feel like everything is very topsy-turvy and everything is on its head. You know, I found that some very strong, potent bonds have come into my life, and it's definitely been somewhat of an energetic overhaul of sorts. It's been really interesting, and I invented the Cosmic Bond spread, or I started playing around with the idea of it actually really for me, but then I realised that it was something that could really be useful for other people. And I've thought a lot about the difference between, you know, a soulmate and a twin flame, if you like, and the different ideas that are out there about twin flames and what I feel about that. And I was speaking to a friend last year quite a lot about his feelings about twin flames and whether or not something in his life could be described as a twin flame relationship. And I think all of that kind of led to this idea of the Cosmic Bond spread, and it might be really interesting at some point for me to kind of open myself up more to thinking about relationships and different kinds of relationships and how we can learn from them and how we can still stay centered on the exploration of selfhood as we lose ourselves at the same time to an extent in these very potent, very significant relationships. And I don't think there's anything wrong with diving in to a relationship that is obviously intense and of great significance. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I always feel it's wrong to completely abandon self when we do that, and I always see disastrous consequences as a result of that. I always see emotional trauma as a result of leaving oneself by the wayside, if you like, in order to completely dive in to this really kind of intense bond, the kind of bond that, you know, it does have great significance but also does have great potential for emotional danger. I always feel like we need to keep ourselves on side and we need to keep picking up the phone to ourselves, if you will. So the Cosmic Bond spread is kind of for that as well. So I'm really excited to show you guys that and some of the other spreads I've been designing. I really love good spread design. There's a few people on YouTube, I think, that do great spread design, and I really like to think that when I design spreads I'm really giving a lot of thought to it, and I've come up with quite a few new spread designs that I might actually offer as purchase options on the shop as well. I really love a few that I have designed in the last couple of years that have been really useful for clients, and I definitely have a few things that I'm cooking up in my little creative cauldron of tarot and oracle spreads. So I'm excited to showcase some of them, and hopefully they'll be helpful to you as they've been helpful to me. I was definitely planning to talk a little bit about politics and talk about stuff that's going on, talk about the Women's March and protests and how I feel about about resistance and non-violent resistance and that kind of thing. I feel there's been a few mixed messages in the spiritual world of late, and I think people are responding very much at times with their own sort of brand of spiritual dogma when it comes to their own responses to the protests that have been going on. And I have a lot of thoughts on that, and I don't think I'm going to include them in this update now, to be honest. I think I might have changed my mind about that, but I think the time will come. I think I'll definitely have things to say, and I'll definitely have suggestions to make. I'd love to talk about activism fatigue and self-care, things that we can do and things that we can also do for ourselves while we're doing those things for the wider world and for the planet and for our community. I'd love to talk about really kind of centering in on our power, feeling our power and using it. I'd love to talk about our ability to make change and the ripple effect that that creates, and I'd love to talk about us taking action, and I'd love to show you how I want to take action and how I want to do better, and I'd just love for us to talk to each other about that stuff. I think that'd be really fucking cool, and I would love to make a video just on that in particular. I feel like I don't want to make this too murky. I prefer it to just be an update video and for me to dedicate time and energy at another point to talking about activism and how to make it healthy and how to make it an ongoing thing and how to navigate a lot of the spiritual language around things like resistance and protest and activism and stuff like that, and how to make sure that we are not actually swallowing anybody else's spiritual dogma, but really listening to what feels true for us in our hearts, and ensuring that we are not swept away on somebody else's version of what ought to be going on. I just think sometimes it can be difficult to navigate the spiritual language and the spiritual messages, and it's especially difficult when people talk about their own spiritual beliefs as though they are fact and don't leave any room for you also to have spiritual beliefs and to have your own spiritual response to what's happening. For the record, I do not think protest is unspiritual. I do not think non-violent resistance is unspiritual. I don't think fighting on behalf of those who are struggling, who are oppressed, etc., who are having their homes taken away from them or their rights taken away from them is unspiritual. I really don't think that standing with those and taking action on behalf of those who are in need of it is unspiritual. And I guess that's all I want to say on that for now. I noticed a few messages, actually a lot of them ended up, to be honest with you, in my clutter folder in Outlook. I'm gonna admit there are quite a few things in the last few months have actually ended up in my clutter folder. My clutter folder was just a little bit oversensitive, and my man badger had to look into that and sort that out for me. So a couple of the messages did end up in my clutter folder, but I did notice that people were asking where they could send money to Standing Rock. After my Vlogmas video about Standing Rock, that's when those messages came in. I'm sorry if you didn't receive an individual reply from me, but I'm just letting you know now there is a link down below to help you to donate to Standing Rock. Thank you so much for having the urge to do so. If anyone's got a few spare dollars, a couple of quid, some euros going, whatever your currency is, and you want to send it their way, every little helps. I'll leave the link down below. Okay, so finally, this is the last thing I want to talk about in my super long update video. God, it's been so nice to just witter in front of a camera for a while. I didn't know that I was going to feel quite so comfy getting back in this driver's seat. I want to talk about some of the decks that I'm going to shortly be discussing and reviewing or opening. I'm very excited about this. They have been piling up, I'm going to admit, because I've been very, very off and on. But I've been playing with decks, maybe not as much as I should have or as much as I'd like to, but I have been playing with them. Of course I've been, you know, playing with decks for clients, it's what I do for a living. But I've been playing with decks for myself. I've been trying to explore new decks, explore new territory. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I've got the Sacred Creators deck coming. It's been sent to me by the creator of the Sacred Creators Oracle deck because I was involved in the course that was offered alongside it. There was a video course that was offered for the people that funded the creation of the deck, and I actually did a great big long video. It was a 45-minute video, I think, about archetypes and about working with the archetypes in tarot. So I have been blessed to be offered a Sacred Creators Oracle deck. Can't wait to dig into that. It looks fucking amazing. Chris-Anne's done an incredible job on it. I'm so excited. I'm sure that a few of you who are into Oracle and Tarot decks will have seen others reviewing it. I certainly have noticed that there have been some reviews of it on my feed. So I'm looking forward to digging into that. So that's going to be really cool. I'll talk you through the other things that I have been exploring or am yet to unbox. This is the Oracle of Echoes by Anatorian, and I am fucking excited about it. I have not opened it yet. I am drooling. I have seen some of the images online and I cried when I saw the images online because they really, really connected me to what I was going through at the time. Anna got in touch with me and asked me if I would like a copy of the deck to play with. I'm really, really excited because Anna really trusted me and really anchored into what I love in a tarot deck when she contacted me about Hidden Waters Tarot, which I reviewed last year. It wasn't a review actually, it was an unboxing of the Hidden Waters Tarot. I've played with it a lot more now. If you've been a client of mine since I unboxed the Hidden Waters Tarot, then you may well have had a reading with the Hidden Waters Tarot deck. I'll leave the unboxing video that I did down below in the down bar if you would like to have a look at the unboxing of Anna's first deck, the Hidden Waters Tarot, which is unbelievable. It's based on the Rorschach test concept and it's just so incredible. But I'm very much looking forward to unboxing the Oracle of Echoes by Anna Torian. That is coming very soon. I've been playing with two incredible decks that were sent to me by Justine from Hand Me That Pencil, who has a gorgeous Etsy shop. One of them is the Song of My Heart affirmation deck, which I adore and I cannot wait to introduce you guys to. I really need to put some pictures of this up on Instagram. I've been using the Song of My Heart affirmation deck actually on my own altar and really just tuning into and diving into the messages, and this is really helping me to drop into my heart. And I don't know why I haven't been putting pictures on Instagram. It's terrible. I've just been away, okay? I've been away, I've been in my little fucking hidey hole, but you guys need to see this. It is so stunning. I also have the North Island Tarot, which isn't really a tarot deck. It's another kind of more of an oracle style deck, and I've been working with that as well. There are so many different body types and so much diversity in this deck, and that's really gorgeous, really lovely to see as well. So I'm looking forward to talking about both of these and talking about how they've been fitting into my practice and how they've been helping me to get back to myself. So I'm going to leave a link to Justine's Etsy shop below if you want to check out the cards ahead of time and see whether or not you would like to consider them, but I will definitely be letting you guys know what I think of these. I got a present from Dustin from Celeborn Dark Flame so long ago, and it is the Mother Peace Tarot deck. I have been waiting with this. I know that it is probably going to be a little bit game changing for me, and I don't like to put too many decks into my collection at once. I don't like to explore too many decks at once. That's just the way that I am. I really like to go slowly, and so this has just been sat in my tarot shelf for months, and it is very nearly time, I think, to unbox this bitch and see what the fuck is up. I am very excited. I know that it has been a foundation deck for so many people. I know that it's a very important deck for feminists and women of colour. I'm excited to see how I respond to it and how I get on with it. It looks really moving and meaningful. I'll leave a link to Dustin's channel below. If you haven't acquainted yourself with him, then you can do. Haven't seen him around lately, actually. There's quite a few people that I haven't seen around in my subscription feed, which I've been really sad about, but I haven't actually been actively watching videos from the community, but I have noted some faces that I'm just not seeing at the moment. So I don't know if he's around or what, but Dustin, if you're watching this, honey, it's nearly fucking time. Thank you so much. As you guys already know, I'm really into the Orbifold Tarot, and I had the pleasure of being sent the incredible mini version by Michael, the creator, and I actually showed this to you in my very first Cardslinger episode. I'll link it below. I only really play with the mini version. I still haven't opened the large version. I know it seems weird, but I've always got the mini version on hand, and I've been using this with clients, but I would love to unbox the full size version as well, and just talk about why Orbifold is so important to me, how it's changed the game for me. And I will leave below a blog post that I wrote about Orbifold Tarot and why I love it so much. Please read the blog post if you're interested in Orbifold. It is an abstract deck working with colour and shape and really exploring the elements and the interaction between the elements, the energies and everything. And this amazing border in the latest edition is fucking gorgeous. I absolutely love it. The colour changing mood kind of borders that Michael's been playing with. So I'm really excited to finally crack into the larger size version, and you guys will be seeing me playing with this a lot this year because I'm just Orbifold crazy. I mean, I fell in love the first fucking moment that I was alerted to the fact that the deck existed. To be brutally honest with you, I just love it, and I can't wait to go ahead and open the large version, so I'll be doing that soon. I bought myself a teeny tiny Rider-Waite. Look at it. Oh my gosh. Oh, isn't it so cute? I just love it. I've taken it to some parties and gatherings with friends and given a few teeny tiny readings. It's just basically, you know, like an ordinary Rider-Waite, but tiny, and it's just so cute in my hands. I just love it so much. It's useful for my 10 card shadow work reading that I sell on the shop, because 10 cards is a lot to get in and still have a decent view of them. So it's great to use my mini Rider-Waite, or I've got a mini Morgan Greer, or you've just seen my mini Orbifold. Mini decks are really good for that. If you film your readings, I largely find that my clients like video readings from me. If you film your readings and you've got a 10 card or a 15 card reading, get yourself a mini deck and you'll be able to zoom right in and you'll still have all of the detail and your client won't be losing any detail, which is fantastic. I got a Christmas present from a lovely, lovely woman called Stephanie. Hi Stephanie. Mwah, mwah, mwah. The Deviant Moon Tarot. It is in my hot little hands. I am very much looking forward to filming an unboxing. I know a lot of people love this deck. A lot of people consider this to be their favourite working deck, the key deck, the one deck for them that they would definitely not throw on the funeral pyre if all the others had to go in. They keep hold of Deviant Moon. I know there are other people who can't stand Deviant Moon. There are some people who find it too comedic. There are some people who find it too dark. It's very divisive, and I fucking love a divisive deck. So I'm excited to get into it. We did talk about it. Stephanie and I did talk about it, and I did say that I want to own it. So it wasn't a stab in the dark. It was for sure she knew that it was on my wish list. So thank you so much, darling, for this amazing Christmas present. It made me so happy. I had a really understated Christmas, as I already kind of mentioned in this video, so it was really cool to be able to open this up on the day. Now, I can't remember whether or not, because I know that I said to Stephanie, do you want me to like link people to your channel and let people know who the fuck you are? Because I've been wanting her to get on YouTube. For real, I've been trying to like push her in that direction. But I can't remember whether she said she wanted that or not. So there might be a link for Stephanie below, or there might not. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. I have to review the email. I will have to review the email. I'm going to be honest. She is a woman with a lot of wisdom though, and she's a woman that's been through a lot. And I would really like her to talk about some of her experiences, or share some of her sage, wise words with us all. That would be so cool. And she's a fellow woman from the UK, which is also really awesome. Hold tight, the UK Cardslinger crew dem. Oh yeah. That was painful. That was me trying to be street. Hope you enjoyed it. Starlight Dragon Tarot. I know that I raved about this. I know that I blogged about this. You can find the blog post below in the down bar. I love Nora Husker. She is a friend of mine. I really enjoy Gypsy Palace Tarot, which was her first deck. This is the second. This is a beautiful, beautiful deck. The illustrations are sumptuous. The box is sumptuous. The presentation is 100% what I would expect from Nora. These gold edges though. Oh my god, this deck is so money. Oh, it even smells good. I can't wait to talk you guys through the journey that I've been on with this beautiful deck from Nora Husker and Stefanie-Kate. It's really tapping me in to something really cool. I've wanted more abstract decks. I've hoped for more abstract decks. And this one is killer. This one is so... Oh, look at this. It's so gorgeous. I did say that I needed a little while more to play with it, because I've definitely been kind of hibernating and not playing with decks on my own time as much as I normally would. But I think the first review and the first thing I really want to talk about will definitely be Starlight Dragon Tarot. I really, really rooted for it through the funding campaign. I funded it myself. I encouraged others to fund it if they liked it. I'm really, really pleased that it got the funding that it needed for all of the extra trimmings and so on and so forth. And now it's in my hands and I can't wait to talk to you about it. And it's signed by Nora in gold pen. Lastly, but by no means leastly, I was asked by Rosie Aronson if I would like a copy of the Wisdom Keepers Oracle deck to review. And I said yes, 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 because it has been at the top of my wish list for quite some time now. I'm not a massive big spender with decks. There are other things that come before decks for me. I'm very fortunate. I have quite a few decks at this point. Actually, there's a video that I made quite a while ago that showcased the tarot and oracle decks that I had at that time. If you want to have a look through that, if you're new here and you would like to see me talk about the decks that I used up until that point, I'll leave that link below. I've got quite a few new ones since then, and I've also got a camera with a better autofocus, so I'll be able to really show you guys some close-ups. So I'm definitely going to talk more about tarot this year and show you, you know, my favourite cards, the decks I'm using, what I'm working with, that kind of thing. But I was really, really thrilled to be offered the Wisdom Keepers Oracle deck. I haven't had a chance to watch any other reviews yet, but I'm really looking forward to Wild Moon Tarot's review. Particularly, I've noticed that she's done one, and I've got that on my watch later list. Hi Elise, mwah, mwah. Love you girl. So yeah, the Wisdom Keepers Oracle deck has found its way into my hands. Now, I came home from a weekend in London and I was in a really, really awesome mood, and I was with two very important people in my life, and I just had a fucking great weekend. I couldn't wait to like lie down in bed and just, you know. And I found 2 packages on my stairs when I came in, and it was literally Starlight Dragon Tarot and Wisdom Keepers Oracle, and I ripped them the fuck open. It was midnight. It was more like 1 o'clock in the morning. I ripped them open and I almost cried with just how fucking gorgeous, what a couple of incredible gifts these 2 decks have been in my life. The Wisdom Keepers Oracle is utterly astounding. And yes, I will be showing it to you in way better light with awesome close-ups and everything else, all the trimmings that you can come to expect from me when I talk about decks and review decks. But this has really been meaningful. This has really, really been a meaningful journey. I've loved working with this deck. Thank you so much, Rosie, for giving me the opportunity. I cannot wait to finally review it. And thank you so much, everybody that sent me something, for being so understanding about the break that I've had from social media. I really like that I'm getting to a point now on my journey where creators are trusting me to really interface with their decks and review them and introduce them to my audience. I think that's a really lovely thing. And I hope that you guys will look forward to the unboxings and the reviews, and just me being excited about stuff. All of the reviews that I'm going to give about decks that I've been sent are going to be honest. They're going to be my opinion. I have not been paid at all for any of the reviews. I've merely been sent a deck to offer my opinion and talk to my audience about the deck. It's also worth letting you know that I do not accept decks that I don't think that I'm going to love. I only accept decks that are either already on my wish list or that I look at and literally my heart beats out of my chest and I'm like a fucking Warner Brothers cartoon character and my tongue rolls out and it like rolls out like a red carpet and I go, oh my god, if I'd have known that existed, it would have been on my fucking wish list. That's when I accept a deck from a creator. Then and only then is when I accept a deck from a creator. I have turned decks down, okay? So the decks that I accept are the decks that I know that I'm going to want to review and that I probably am going to feel favourably about. But I always kind of retain the right to say what I want to say about the decks and have a good old play with them first. So hopefully you have come far along with me on my journey now to trust the nature of my good and honest opinion. And I'm really looking forward to talking cards in 2017. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this ridiculously long update. I'm back in the driver's seat. I feel better for doing this. It's going to be a bit of a mare to edit and watch through, but you know, I'm gonna take it slow and sure. I'm gonna have myself a beer, settle down, get into editing mode, try to enjoy myself, and yeah, I'll enjoy reading your comments when it's up. I hope you've all been well. Much love, and blessed be. Keep fighting the good fight. Mwah.